If you guys need Ultimate Team coins, go and check out igsky.com. Their link will be down in the description. They have a variety of different ways of delivering coins, even with the price caps. They're fast, cheap, and reliable. Use code CAPGUN to get yourself a discount. You're right guys, it's CapGun Tom here, and welcome to a kind of different video for my channel today. With FIFA 16 just around the corner, I thought it'd be interesting to look at some of the best teams that you're going to be able to build on FIFA 16 with the players before they get any informs and stuff. Now, what I realised from looking through players' stats and stuff is that it's going to be different from last year. You know, we're going to see different players in different positions because of position change, because of transfers in our squads. And I thought, why not go through, build the best squads, have a look at some of the players that have, you know, come out winners because of their position change potentially, or some of the players that, you know, are actually losers. You know, they're not going to be played as much anymore, they're not going to make it into as many squads. And I'm going to go through the 5 main leagues. So we're going to look at BPL, La Liga, Serie A, Ligue 1, and the Bundesliga. Those are the teams. So let's start it off with the BPL. So as you can see, the BPL team that I have built is a pretty good one. There are some interesting positions. It's pretty much one of the highest rated and best sort of teams that you can make. It sort of combines the sweatiness with you know, high rated players, the sort of players that people want in their squad. As you can see, I've got Aguero up top. Obviously you could play Costa there, similar to last year. Now the first position that I really want to look at, and is going to be kind of different from last year, is like the left wing, left mid position. Now Hazard is the highest rated, he's 89 rated, everyone is going to want him in their squads. Now the problem I have with this is if we scroll down, you will see that we have Alexis Sanchez also as a left-sided player. That's going to be a real issue because last year you had your three-prong attack. You'd have Aguero in the middle, then you'd have Hazard on one side and Sanchez at right wing. Now because Sanchez is being moved from right to left, you're no longer going to be able to play the both of them unless you play like a 3-4-3 or something rubbish like that. Now most people like to play the 4-3-3 and that's why I'm focusing on that. So having Sanchez no longer playing on the right side leaves that position open. Now the highest rated right-sided player is Juan Mata. Now I feel for him because he is similar to David Silva last year. So David Silva in FIFA 13 was a centre attacking mid. He was a very expensive player. He went for 100k plus the entire year. Next year in FIFA 15, was it FIFA 14? FIFA 14 he was the centre attacking mid and went for loads. FIFA 15 they put him at left mid and we all packed him hundreds and hundreds of times as an 87 rated player and no one wanted him because generally as a winger you want pace. Now David Silva didn't have any pace and this is similar to the problem Mata is going to have. He's going to be a fantastic player, he's got great stats, you know, 71 pace, 87 dribbling, 75 shooting, 84 passing, but people won't be able to look past the fact that he only has 71 pace and I think it's going to get overlooked a lot on this game. I personally loved David Silva last year, so I think Juan Mata this year will be very, very good. But I think that the majority of people are now going to be forced to use Willian because he's the highest rated, quick, you know, fast, high-paced right midfielder, and people will just want that pace on their team, to be honest, in the winging positions. I know that people were going to call me a pace whore throughout this video. I don't really care. You know, pace is a massive factor in FIFA, and no matter what they say, you know, that pace won't be a factor in FIFA 16, it will. That's just the way FIFA works, and it always will be the way it works. So it's one of those things that you're just going to have to put up with throughout this video. Also, moving on to the midfield. This is quite interesting. David Silva is no longer a left mid and is now a centre mid. I think he's going to make it into loads and loads and loads of teams. I really do. I think he's going to be a very expensive player. He's 88 rated overall, so he's one higher rating than last year. He's central. He's got great stats, 89 passing and 89 dribbling. I think he's going to be fantastic, and he's gone into the midfield for me. You know, he's pushed out the likes of Fabregas, who I was using all last year. He's pushed out the likes of Ozil, people like that. He's pushed them out. They're not going to be in the squads anymore as much as, you know, David Silva. If you could have a choice, you'd probably pick David Silva, unless, of course, you support, like, you know, Arsenal and you wanted to have sort of like a Santi Cazorla, or you support Chelsea and you want to have Fabregas in there. Then we've got De Bruyne on the other side. He's going to be a big player. He's going to be so expensive because he's just transferred to Man City. Everyone's going to want to use him. There's a lot of hype surrounding him. He's 86 rated. He's not going to get packed all that much. He's got great stats. His stats are unbelievable. He's got, you know, 4-star skills and 5-star weak foot, I believe, if it hasn't changed from this year. So he's another one that, you know, could be a real big player. Matic I've put in the CDM role just because he is a tank as a central defensive midfielder. If I was going for a flat 4-3-3, I'd probably go for Yaya Toure, who I have included on the bench. However, you know, Yaya Toure isn't renowned for his defensive work. He has got good defending stats, but, you know, with medium-low work rates, he's always going to go forward. So that's why I decided to go with Matic in the CDM position. Then for the rest of the team, you've got plenty of choices for the centre-backs and right-backs, left-backs. There are loads of choices. I went with Azpilicueta, Kyle Walker, because they look like pretty solid pairing. You could go with Klein at the right-back position, slightly higher rated than Walker, a little bit less pace. Baba, who's just transferred to Chelsea, I believe, or he was on loan or something. I don't know the ins and outs of Chelsea, but he's now at Chelsea, and you can see he's got 86 pace, so maybe he'll be like the Kyle Walker at left back. Clichy's lost quite a bit of pace. I think he's only got, I say only, he's got 84 pace, which is a lot less than last year, which of course is going to make him a little bit less desirable. We've got Otamendi in there, we've got Koscielny, and then we've got De Gea. There's loads of other players that you could use. There's sweaty players like Okora that you could use at centre-back. I just went for a decent, high-rated pairing. You could use Company, but I think he's down to like 65 pace or something like that. And then finally in net, you could go with pretty much any goalkeeper. You can go with De Gea, you can go with Courtois, whoever plays best in game, you can use them. Let's move on to the next team. So the next team is La Liga, and I decided to stay with the 4-3-3. Loads of people play a 4-3-3 when they play La Liga teams, especially because then you can get the two big players, the two best players on the entire game, and that is Ronaldo and Messi. Messi moving out to right wing, great thing. I think he is a fantastic right winger. Problem is, now you're losing Bale. Bale is getting relegated to your bench because you're not going to pick Bale over Messi if you can afford Messi. And Bale's a fantastic player, so it's a little bit of a shame. Hopefully he'll get, like, you know, an inform. Hopefully some of these players will get informs in different positions that, of course, allow us to play them all in different positions throughout the year. But at the moment, this is what we're stuck with. Ronaldo, obviously going to be your left winger. Again, Neymar relegated to the bench. Are you going to pick Neymar over Ronaldo if you can afford Ronaldo? Probably not. Suarez as our striker. There's a whole load of very good strikers in La Liga this year. I mean, we're talking Jackson Martinez. We've got Griezmann. Just some really nice players, to be honest. It was sort of like a dead sort of area at the start of FIFA 15 because you couldn't get Suarez, and then there weren't all that many good La Liga strikers. But this year there is a whole hatful, so you're not going to have a problem there. As for the midfielder, you've got so many choices, literally so many. Iniesta, James Rodriguez, they're the two highest rated ones, so I went with them. But you've got Toni Kroos, you've got Modric, Isco, Busquets, etc., and going on with that. I decided to go for the CDM of Kachawak because I used his Team of the Season card, and it is beastly, I won't lie. If Mascherano gets a CDM card this year, though, I'll be using that because that's even more beastly than the Team of the Season Kachawak on this game. And, you know, things don't change that much. We all like to think that it's going to be a completely different game, but it's not. It will be slightly similar to FIFA 15. Okay, so the left back position are highly contested. You've got the likes of Alba, who is, of course, 84 rated, 92 pace. I think everyone's going to pick him. You've also got Marcelo. He looks pretty decent. Felipe Luis still looks good. So loads of choice at that position. Right back, you've got Dani Alves. You know, you've got Carvajal, Danilo, whole load of different people that you can use. We've got Sergio Ramos and Varane. I chose the two fastest and best looking centre backs. Not in terms of I find them attractive, but in terms of they look like they have the best stats for, you know, playing this game. You could go with PK, who's very high rated, but he only has 65 pace, and there you go again, Tom, talking about being a pace whore right in front of everyone who hates the people admitting that they're pace whores. But anyway, those are the two that I'd probably choose from the out or the start of FIFA if I was going to have to choose two centre-backs. And then, of course, we have Bravo in goal. There's other goalkeepers you could use, Stegen, you could use Casilla, all of those players. You know, you can choose any goalkeeper you want. Big shout out to this guy. This guy's going to be a budget beast, unless he goes for a lot of coins, but he's going to be a budget beast. Konoplyanka, Ukrainian left wing for Sevilla. Unbelievable stats, 4-star skills and 4-star weak foot. I think he's going to be amazing. Amazing. Definitely as a budget player, one that a lot of people are using. Let's dive into the next squad. Right, time for the Bundesliga again. Gone with a 4-3-3. Just the thing to do, isn't it? Ribery left wing. We've got Lewandowski at striker and Robben at right wing. This is pretty much all Bayern Munich, bar a few players, but Bayern Munich is such a dominant force out in the Bundesliga. It's hard to see past any of their players, but you've got those three up top. I was thinking, yeah, I'd love to use Müller as a striker, but then I'd sort of compared the stats of Müller and Lewandowski. You can just see Lewandowski's stats at the top of the screen, and they are nowhere near as good as well. Muller's are nowhere near as good as Lewandowski as a striker, which is a real shock to me because I thought Muller would have a much better overall stat base than Lewandowski. But there you go. Also Aubameyang you could use at striker. Royce, honourable mention for him. You know, I went with the highest rated, but I think that Royce will probably be better than Ribery. Because he just always is. We've also got in the midfield Bayern trio, so Vidal, Lahm and Goetze. I think that will be a very strong midfield. They don't have all that many centre attacking mids, to be honest. Now that Vidal, not Vidal, De Bruyne has moved, you know, your first choice is going to be Goetze as a centre attacking mid. Maybe go for Muller. You could definitely play Muller as a centre mid, but it was kind of a difficult decision because there weren't all that many ones that sort of leapt out at me. Left back, it's got to be Alaba, although Ricardo Rodriguez looks unbelievable. Really does look like a great card, 83 rated overall. Right back, Piszczek, but you could go for Digmia. There's also one of my favourite silver players from like the last couple of years, Apara, Ghanaian right back, really, really good player, and he is again 75 rated, so he is just... They're just like the sweaty alternatives. Centre-back partnership, you're looking at Boateng, Naldo with Neuer in net. But Leno looks fantastic as well. So lots of options there. You know, you're not going to struggle for a choice of centre-backs and goalkeepers and stuff like that. It really was just a case of going through every squad at this point just to see if anything had changed, and not all that much has changed with the final squads. So let's dive into the last ones and have a quick look. So the second to last squad is going to be the Serie A. I just went with the 5 biggest leagues, as I said at the start, and there are some really nice players in Serie A. There's not all that many good wingers, so I decided to go with a 4-3-1-2. That seems to be like a very popular central formation. Of course, you could use Cuadrado or Candreva at right side of the field, and you could use Gervinho or El Shaarawy on the left side, but overall I thought the team looked a lot stronger if you went central. So you could use Dybala up front with Higuain. You know, there's a whole load of people. There's Mandzukic, Bacca, loads of different people to use as strikers. Pogba, he's going to make it into like pretty much everyone's Serie A squad because he's just a freaking machine. Like, honestly, his stats are crazy. I don't know whose stats are crazier though. Is Pogba's or Nainggolan's more crazy? Because if you look at Nainggolan, 80 pace, 81 dribbling, 80 defending and 84 physical. He's got 78 shooting and 79 passing. He's like 3 stats away from the Hullet gang already. He could make that in his first in form. You know, Pogba's got a little bit further to go because his defending, I think, may have taken a little bit of a bump since last year. He's now on 74 defending, so he's a little bit further off, but Nainggolan and Pogba together are going to be incredible. And you know, the centre mids in Serie A are just crazy. Marchisio looks unbelievable. Pjanic also looks very good, but there's a whole host of other people that you could use as central midfielders in Serie A. As for left back, I decided to go with Sandro. He just looks by far the best. Evra getting pushed out in that position. Lichtsteiner at right back, he looks pretty good as well. Miranda is one of the centre backs. Chiellini is the other, whose card is just monstrous this year. 87 rated overall with 90 defending and 84 physical. That's a hell of a centre back card, I won't lie, especially since he was what, only 84, 85 this year, so he's taken a big bump up. As Miranda has as well. Buffon in goal, but you could use Handanovic, who's on the bench. You know, you could use Barzagli if you wanted to use him instead of Miranda. It's totally up to you. They're pretty much a carbon copy of each other in terms of stats, but I just went with Miranda because he looked a little bit more interesting. Anyway, final team, without further ado, is going to be Ligue 1. I think this is going to be a really hyped league this season. I think that there are a lot of good players. Areas they struggled, left and right backs. I think that they could, you know, really use with some really good left and right backs. Auriers out there and Kuzoka, they look like the best left and right backs, but overall I decided that it would better go for a 3-5-2, so that's what I did. And as you can see, I've just realised I've made a massive mistake. El Shaarawy is not in Serie A anymore. I might have to edit that out. If it's not edited out, I do apologise for that. Please do let the people in the comment section who are already going crazy, I can envisage their comments now. Please tell them that I did correct myself a little bit later on in the video. Okay, so strikers, Ibrahimovic and Lacazette. I think that Lacazette looks unbelievable. Cavani, I don't think looks as good. Cavani's always been a little bit of a player that everyone's like, oh yeah, he's good, but he's not incredible. So Lacazette was the one I went with. Ibrahimovic, can't leave him out with 90 shooting, 85 dribbling, 81 passing, stuff like that. It's just crazy. Di Maria at centre attacking mid. It was a difficult decision between him and Fekir. I was really thinking that I could use Fekir there, but then I saw Di Maria and I was like, okay, yeah, got to use your boy Di Maria, don't you? So then you've also got El Shaarawy, who I made that mistake with earlier, and Lucas on the wings. They look like the best ones. Lavezzi is 80 rated as well as El Shaarawy, so maybe you could switch between those two. Matuidi I went for as one of the definite CDMs. You could choose a whole load of CDMs from the other positions or the other players available. I went with Moutinho because he looked too good to leave out. I know he starts as a centre attacking mid, but his defending is actually really good. I think the best like CDM stat-wise is probably Verratti, and I hate Verratti. That's why I put Moutinho there. Some people are probably going to frown at that, but whatever. Then for the centre-backs, of course, we've got David Luiz, we've got Thiago Silva, Nkulu, and then in goal we've got Ruffier. There's no shortage of centre-backs in this league that you could use. All of them look pretty decent. And goalkeepers, you've got like Mandanda, you've got like Sirigu, who's 82, Trapp is 82 as well. So loads of players. The main things that I wanted to take away from this video is the change in some of the players that are going to lose out on the BPL side of things and also on La Liga side of things. I thought I'd just throw all the other teams in to sort of, you know, just show you some of the great teams that you're going to be able to build. I'm really excited. Let me know which team you think looks the best other than La Liga, because let's be honest, the La Liga team looks unbelievable. I'm going to be trying to build that straight off the bat. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash the like button if you have. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. And yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, let me know down in the comment section. Other than that, I'm going to have to leave it there. And I will see you all next time. Peace.